I think, me personally, I think Trevor's one of the best run blocking tackles in the league. I think he's one of the best. I don't know the ranking, but he's one of the best because he's so physical. He's so nasty at the point of attack.
He's athletic too.
Very athletic.
You're tuned in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast, guiding your gridiron journey, none other than your host, former NFL lineman, Ross Tucker.
Oh, yeah, it is. But it's not just any Ross Tucker Football Podcast. It's a new week. It's a holiday week. It is a Monster Monday presented by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Hope everybody has had an outstanding weekend, number one. I just got back from the Jersey Shore, although it seemed like everybody else and their brother was going to the Jersey Shore. I was there since Wednesday for the 2 Jason Kelsey CIL City events, and then was there for the rest of the weekend, which was phenomenal. I am now back in Pennsylvania. More on that in a little bit. Here's what we got for today's show. Love, love, love when we get to talk to offensive linemen. Love, love, love when we get to talk with current players. Cesar Ruiz, the right guard for the Saints, will be my guest today. Awesome dude. Had a chance to talk with him, and I think you'll enjoy our discussion. I like asking guys what they need to improve on, because everybody needs to improve on something. So Cesar Ruiz is today's guest. And then there is some news since last Thursday. Some team news. We got some Niners news, not so good, some Bengals news, as well as Green Bay Packers news that we'll get to. Plus, should have time to be able to get to an email question or two today, which is fantastic. Love getting a chance to do that. I'll try to remember to say this at the end as well, but I want to make sure I say it now before I forget. Going on a vacation, family vacation. And so as a result, might not, if there's major news over the next week or so, I might not be able to react to it because might not have the capabilities with where I'm going on vacation. I'll tell you guys about it when I come back, but might not have the capabilities. So probably going to be more interview heavy, interview focused the next couple episodes. Obviously, Greg Cosell. So if there's big breaking news, you're probably not going to hear about it from me until I'm back from my vacation. Word to the wise. I'm guessing a lot of you guys and gals, of course. When I say guys, I mean any gender, whatever, that are probably going on vacations as well. As it relates to Cesar Ruiz, by the way, he is presented by Liquid Death, which is very exciting. New sponsor. I'll tell you a lot more about them in the coming weeks. All you need to know for right now is I pretty much drink beer, water, and iced tea, and Liquid Death provides the water and iced tea. Absolutely delicious. It's Big Show time.
The Big Show.
I love any time that I'm able to get an active player on the show, especially when it's a big guy, especially someone that grew up outside of Philly like me. I didn't even tell him that part of it yet. It's Cesar Ruiz, one of the better interior offensive linemen in the NFL. We're talking here at the Super Bowl. No idea when I'm using this interview. I'm either skiing or I'm at a beer pong tournament or I'm doing something, Cesar. But I appreciate you coming on the show. I want to start with being from Camden.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming, were you a Philly 4-for-4 guy or no?
Nah.
Tell me, who you got?
So growing up as a kid, I was growing up as a kid, I didn't have a favorite NFL team.
Okay.
I didn't have a favorite NFL team, but I did like the Sixers growing up.
Okay.
But then I switched to the Thunder pretty fast. I like Kevin Durant.
Oh.
Let me see. When it came to the hockey and baseball, I like the Phillies.
Nice.
Hockey, I guess you would say I was Flyers, but I didn't really care for hockey that much growing up.
Why not? Why don't you tell me that, Cesar?
Man, because I never been ice skating to this day.
Dude, I'm messing with you. I don't think there's that many black guys that like hockey that much.
I was like, I saw hockey. I saw it. I used to see the ice skating rings, and I'm never going in here.
It's funny because I've never been able to ice skate either. But I would have loved to have been like a goon defenseman, like the guy that the enforcer. Yeah. Although I have short arms, so that might not have been ideal for me. I grew up in Reading. So Reading's like an hour west of Philly. You're on the other side of the river in Camden. So you didn't grow up an Eagles fan?
No.
You're just not. You just don't want to say that because you play for the Saints.
No. I didn't grow up an Eagles fan. I didn't actually. It was like, growing up, I was kind of like I want to be a little different. I did have a Donovan McNabb jersey.
Oh, okay.
It was the Eagles when they had that it's like a bright yellow and like a baby blue uniform.
Yeah, you had that one?
I had that one, bro.
Like the throwback?
Yeah, I think I was like 6 or something. I think like 6 or 7. I think I was young when I had that. But I wasn't. Yeah, I really wasn't an Eagles fan. I just really liked football though. I guess you could say I like the Cardinals because I loved Larry Fitzgerald growing up as a kid. So I used to watch a ton of Cardinals games, but I didn't really have a set team. And I was like, hey, this is my squad. I didn't have one.
So it's so funny, dude. So I grew up diehard Eagles, right? Yeah. And Randall Cunningham, who was like McNabb for me, was the Eagles' best player, and I loved him. My first 2 teams, Redskins and Cowboys.
Really?
So I started my second year for the Cowboys against the Eagles, and all my boys are like, dude, I can't believe you're doing this. How can you do? I'm like, dude, come on. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about a couple things. One is you left Camden.
Yeah.
When you were what, 10th grade?
Yeah, 10th grade.
To go down to IMG.
Yeah.
A lot of NFL guys have come out of IMG. Was that an easy decision, a hard decision? Walk me through that.
I wouldn't call it the easiest decision because, you grow up and, around all your friends. You grow up around all these people, you love that you've, built relationships with. And, I got the call hey, you want to come to IMG? And it wasn't an easy decision until I, took a visit. I took a visit. They called me. I was like, I'm not coming here. You got to get off my phone, man. I already had offers and all that stuff in my school. And I went to IMG. I was like, oh, this is bigger than that. I was like, this is bigger than just getting some scholarship offers. This is getting me ready for the next level.
Yeah.
And it was an easy decision for my mom. She said, yeah, you're going. So I came back home. I practiced one more time with my team. It was like, hey, guys, I'm leaving. Just wanted to say goodbye. And, that was that. But easily, I would say, now that I'm older, 25, man, was it 10 years later, 11 years later, easily the best decision I've made.
So that's so interesting that you say that because that had to be really tough to say that to your guys.
It was tough. As offensive lineman, loyalty is everything to us.
Yeah. So
you just that's just something that's engraved in you. So I'm talking to my guys and obviously it wasn't all positive responses.
No.
Some guys wow, you really gonna leave us? I'm like, I had to tell them man, I'm telling you, because obviously I went to school in Camden, man. So it's if y'all saw what I just saw, and they're about to feed me 3 times a day, they're about to give me somewhere to sleep. I get to go out. I get to do all this stuff. I'm in Florida. You can't tell me you wouldn't go if you had the same opportunity, man. So it was tough, but I had to do it.
So it's so interesting because I see these guys. I follow high school sports closely in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And I see some of these guys go down to IMG, and I can't imagine being able to say that to my guys. Growing up, in Reading, when we were 5 years old, all we talked about was playing high school football together. You know what I mean? But there comes a time in life when you got to do what's best for you. And you got to do what's best for your family and your future. And so I tell people all the time, college guys about going pro or whatever or holding out. You basically made a mature professional decision when you were in high school, which I give you a lot of credit for. I don't know if I would have done it, but also, I didn't grow up in Camden either. You know what I mean? There's some other aspects of that too. So I applaud you for that. And that's interesting that you say easily best decision in your life. Why do you say that?
Because like you said, it allowed me to make a mature adult decision that, a decision you normally don't make until you're 18, where you're going to college. But it allowed me to make a decision and, really let me know, hey, I made a decision to put myself first and put my, basically just put my future first.
Yeah.
And I say it's the best decision I made because when I got there, I was just so, I come from Camden, so I'm just so locked into, hey, I want to do everything by the book. I want to do everything the right way. I want to make sure that I'm truly embracing this experience. So that's what I did. And by the time I enrolled early in Michigan, I was literally doing the same exact thing I did in college. I was waking up at 7 a.m. to go work out or 6 a.m. to go work out, had class at the same time. It was the same schedule. So it was just, I kind of been on the same schedule my whole life now. I think that's why, like, when people talk about hey, how hard was it to adjust to Michigan and college, I didn't have to. I legit just was in a different dorm. That was it.
But even just like the right training and eating the right way, you were way ahead of the game from where you would have been from Camden.
I always tell people this funny story. I show like Eric McCoy, all the guys, my high school picture, right? When I got to IMG, I weighed 280, right? And I left IMG, I was 345, and that's like a year and a half. So I showed them a picture like side by side. I'm like, these are like
345.
Yeah, like 18 months apart. I'm like, yeah, because it was crazy because I'm eating 3 meals a day. And it's like buffet style, like rice, salmon, chicken. So I'm going from the public school lunch to this buffet thing. I couldn't stop myself, man. Official visits and none helped. I was like, oh, it's going down.
Dude, I can greatly appreciate that. I am with you on that. What do you weigh now?
I am 315.
Is that where you want to be?
Yeah, I want to do something a little different this offseason though. I want to get down to like 300. Like just lose, get down 300, and like try to just bulk back up, like put a lot of muscle on.
Okay.
I want to try to do something new. So that's what I'm working at doing right now.
So, center and guard, you've played both.
Yeah.
You've kind of settled in there at right guard for the Saints, but which one do you like better and why?
You know, it's funny. I never thought I would play any other position but center in my life. I played center since I was 10 years old.
Really?
I played center and D tackle.
And at IMG, you were center.
Center. I was center my entire life.
Did you play any guard at Michigan?
I played guard for 3 games my freshman year, and I was just out there. I was like, all right, let's do it. Like I was out there just playing, and not anything that I kept with me. So when I got drafted, I had to play guard. I was like, there's no way. I was like, I have no idea how to do this. I said, I have no idea how to do this. So.
You struggled a little bit, didn't you?
Yeah, like my first. I
remember your first year. I was thinking, "Ooh, I don't know about this guy."
Yeah, hey, rightfully so. I was like, man, but I was just determined.
But I didn't know you had never played guard.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't know that though. I was. It's funny to me. Like, a lot of people didn't know that. I was like, yeah, I never played this position, and then we had the what was it? There was that COVID stuff.
Yes.
So, but it took me like a year and a half, like really 2 years to really like get this guard thing down and settle into it. So now I'm
just
cool.
In time for that new contract you got.
I got it down just in time, man. So,
All right, so you mentioned what you want to do different training-wise this offseason. Talk to me about where you think you can still get better. Like what aspect of your game, when you look back on this year, do you think you still have some room to grow?
Yeah, I had a list of things I wanted to improve on, and then I improved on those things, and it's like, I can still improve off of the improvement.
Give me a couple.
Mine was my reach blocks on outside. Okay. On outside zone, I always knew I was quick to reach guys, but it was really a big emphasis on me to reach and get movement, vertical movement, and I felt like that was the area I improved.
So like get on the angle. Yeah. When the guy tries to fight back over, take him.
Yeah, getting my landmark and driving, and the offense we had this year was great for that. So I feel like that was something I really wanted to improve on.
Okay.
And I did, but I'm like, I still go back and watch the film like, hey, this is much better than the year before, and you can also build off of this and make it even better. And another thing I wanted to do was pass protection.
Okay.
You know, I had a goal for myself this past season, 0 sacks. I had 1. It kills me.
Who was it?
It kills me. It was against I hate the situation. And you know, your offensive lineman. It was against the Chargers.
Okay.
Fourth quarter, we're down like 3 scores, I think.
Yeah, that's the worst.
We're down like 3 scores.
They're just teeing off.
And there's like a
You don't
minute,
know if it's a game or if it's one-on-one.
There's a minute 30 seconds left. I'm like, a miracle, like something crazy has to happen for us to win this game, right? Like, or to even get back in it. So here we are in 2 minutes, and I've been blocking. It was against Puna Ford, and he's in a 2-eye. And I sat down, went to go punch him in a 2-eye, and he did a spin move. Hasn't shown a spin move all year.
A spin move from a 2-eye, outside spin to your right hand?
Yeah, so it was like one of those things like.
So you stepped down inside, bam, and he spun that way, and he got your right elbow.
Yeah, and I was like, that's one of those things where you're like, yo, these guys are just trying anything. Like, they just doing anything now, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, please don't do it. I was like, oh, God. And that was the only sack this year, and I'm
that's
mad.
Tough. My whole thing was to always not let a guy beat me with his best move. That's tough
Yeah.
if like a guy beats you with something you've never seen.
Never seen. I was like, you know what, man?
Out of
I
all
said,
the
hats
guys
off
that
to
give
you,
up a
dog.
sack to, Poona Ford too.
Yeah, all the guys.
He did some good things towards the end of the year, man.
Yeah, because I think about this. I'm like, I tell people I give up 1 sack this year. You think about all the guys I played.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? I'm like, no, it wasn't. It was Poona Ford. Not. He's a good. Don't get me wrong. Poona Ford's a good player. Don't get me wrong, but like everybody thinks, oh, who was it?
Jalen Carter or something.
I was like, no, it was Poona Ford, man. He got me. Like he got me real good too. Hats off to him. Like he cooked me with that move. Like he cooked me.
All right, I want to talk to you a little bit about Trevor Penning.
Yeah.
So
Big Trev.
last year I did the opener
Yeah.
against the Titans. He was at left tackle.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he struggled.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell he wasn't comfortable there. Pass pro was not his thing. This year, you guys had some good things going in the run game. So I never thought blocking people was fun. I thought like trying to kill dudes was fun, right?
Yeah.
I have a healthy respect for how Penning plays the game and gets after it. What do you guys say to him? What do the coaches say to him? Because he's up there among the nastiest guys in the league.
100%. I think, me personally, I think Trevor's one of the best run blocking tackles like in the league. I think he's one of the best. I don't know the ranking, but he's one of the best because he's so physical. He's so nasty at the point.
He's
of attack.
athletic too.
Very athletic.
He looks athletic in run blocking. Pass blocking at times he looks stiff. It's like it's a weird dichotomy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just like I said, you just learn the position. You know, move from left side to right side. But like even in pass pro, I think he did improved so much in pass pro. And this is my first season playing next to him. But when we say to Trev, because when he was his rookie year, second year, Trev was like, I'm going out here to kill people, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going out here to kill people, right? And we're like, hey, but you got to do it within the whistle. You got to be smart with it now. So now he's figured that out. Like he's figured out like, hey, I'm gonna go punish this dude and get them to throw a flag.
Yes.
Like he's got that down, and he loves it. Like we it's crazy. We run an outside zone to the left, like a 19, and Trevor just has a sift to like a safety, and I cut off my 2-eye, and then I just look on film, and somehow Trevor's all the way on the left sideline, like hitting the safety. I'm like, what's going on? He's not. I don't know how you get all this energy, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? But he's a dog, man. Like, and he's really getting comfortable with that role and really embracing everything right now. So, yeah, man, I'm proud of him.
All right, so we're talking here at the Super Bowl. It sounds like Kellen Moore is going to be your next head coach. Nothing's announced. He says he's not talking about it till after the Super Bowl. Have you reached out to any of your guys yet in Dallas or the Chargers or the Eagles to like get any thoughts on Kellen Moore yet?
No, because
you're waiting until you hear it official.
Yeah, to be honest, I find out like you know how you just told me. I find that out from like other people.
Oh yeah,
my Instagram.
People always think we know. I find out on social media.
Yeah, my Instagram, and my TikTok is like telling me that's how I get my information. You know what I'm saying? My Instagram, and my TikTok. I'm like, oh, cool. I guess we'll see. You know what I'm saying? I guess we'll see. But yeah, I really have no idea how this process like how it's going or how it works. So.
How tough was this season for you guys?
Man, it's tough because you get off to such a hot start.
Yeah.
You get off such a hot start.
You guys look legit early, man.
Yeah, you get off to such a hot start, man, and it's like you kind of just see your guys go down. Like we lost Eric McCoy versus the Eagles.
Yep.
We lost Eric for a long time. I forgot, maybe like 7 weeks.
I forget. No, they put Lucas in.
Yes.
You stayed at right guard, and they put Lucas at center?
They put Lucas at center.
That's right, okay.
And Lucas was balling this year too. And I get hurt that game. And I missed 4 weeks.
Against the Eagles?
Yeah. I get hurt that game.
That's right. You both got hurt in that game.
Yeah. So, and then, like, you know, you kind of just watch just the team. It's like, it's so unfortunate. It's such an unfortunate thing. You know, you watch, you know, guys get hurt, and then it's like guys aren't really in sync like that anymore. And it was kind of just like it was such an unfortunate situation. It's like to try to get back into things, like get back into the groove. It was, I mean, one thing I can tell you though, we was fighting, man. Like we was going out there doing everything we could to compete and fight and do what we had to do. But it got tough, man, when we started losing all your guys.
It seemed like you guys liked Rizzy and you were playing hard for him.
Oh yeah, you know, Riz he was special teams coach, and he has a relationship with everybody in that, you know, everybody that puts that helmet on. He has a specific relationship with everybody like that. So it's kind of different. You know how sometimes you got a head coach like, all right, man, let's be cool around coach. You know what I'm saying? He's one of when he was there, it was like, hey, man, like y'all talk to me. Y'all tell me what y'all want to do. Y'all tell me what you like. You know, I want to make sure y'all are ready to go. That's my goal. I have no other goal besides to make sure that on Sunday you guys feel great and are ready to go play ball.
I love it. Cesar, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Good luck with the rest of your career. It's fun watching you play. I really appreciate the chance to talk to you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
All right, let's dive into the news. But first, all right, so far from my Labatt merch, because of all the Labatt I get, I've gotten the fridge, the mini fridge, which is incredible. Just like the blue light is awesome. And the backpack cooler, which, gosh, I wish I had that 20, 30 years ago. You want to talk about coming in clutch. Buy beer, get gear. Go to rewards.labattusa.com to sign up.
Tuck's Takes.
All right, Ross, some bad news out of San Francisco as cornerback Diamador Lenore. He was arrested for resisting a peace officer.
Okay, I don't really know what a peace officer is. Do you, Jack?
I assumed, like, Peace Corps? Like, is that a thing? The Peace Corps?
No, I think it's like a police officer of some kind. I guess I just don't understand why, where I read it, it said peace officer. I understand, like, arrested for disturbing the peace. I understand being arrested for resisting a police officer. But the thing I read had said peace officer. You reading anything different, Jack?
No, I've seen peace officer everywhere, and I'm reading it's a blanket general term for all law enforcement officers, and police is specifically like city, town, local law enforcement, and it's not like state troopers or like sheriff deputies. So like it might be like a state trooper.
Sheriff deputies and state troopers are peace officers, or they're not?
They are. It's like how all squares are rectangles.
But they're not police officers.
Correct. It's like how all squares are rectangles and not all rectangles are squares. Like that sort of analogy there. So a sheriff deputy.
You're so proud of yourself right there that you just said that.
It was a good one. It was on the fly. So yeah, state troopers and sheriff deputies are peace officers, not police.
Got it. Okay. But police officers are also peace officers.
Correct.
Okay. You know what? I don't know who else out there needed to know this, but I like when people learn things. First of all, I like learning stuff. Because I read this, I'm like, what is a peace officer? Jack thought it was someone in the Peace Corps. Like, you can't get arrested for whatever you think you gained by saying it's like all squares are rectangles, but not all rectangles are squares. You totally lost cred when you said you thought he was resisting someone from the Peace Corps. You can't be arrested for resisting someone from the Peace Corps, Jack.
Well, I don't know. Again, neither of us have heard the term peace officer until this time today, so.
By the way, I should have said this earlier, okay? You can follow me on social media at Ross Tucker NFL. Follow us at Ross Tucker Pod. But especially, you should check out the show on YouTube, youtube.com/Ross Tucker NFL. Because if you just could have seen the smug look on Jack's face when he said, it's like all squares are rectangles, but not like he thought he said the greatest line. It's not even 7 a.m. He's so proud of himself. Oh, Jack, that was amazing. You know what? You need that. I just drove back from the beach this morning. You need that, dude. I got up at 3:28 a.m. Man, this is good. This will get me through the day. Thank you, Jack.
Interesting, you remember the exact minute. But some good news in Cincinnati. The Bengals, they reached a $470 million deal to renovate Paycor Stadium, staying there until at least 2036.
It is good news. You know, I mean, I don't care when people get new stadiums, renovate stadiums, whatever. But I like when teams stay in the city that they're in and that fans get to keep going to see their teams play. And I've took a whole class in college about public money for stadiums. That debate will never go away in terms of how much value people think that they provide to the community in which they reside.
And Packers incoming president, CEO Ed Policy, he is not giving contract extensions just yet to head coach Matt LaFleur and GM Brian Gutekunst.
It's funny, we don't actually have a Labatt take this week, but this probably would have been my Labatt take because I have no problem with this. These guys both have 2 years left on their contract. That's one of the things I would say in sports in general that I don't understand the need for teams to give GMs and head coaches extensions as soon or as early as they do. Can you remember a time, Jack, where a really good coach became a free agent and then went somewhere else?
No.
It just doesn't happen. It's not a thing where it's like, oh, well, they had given him a contract earlier. He would have gone ahead and he would have signed it, but they didn't. So he turned them down. No. The Packers are going to offer both these guys extensions before the last year of their deal if they have another good year, and they're going to accept. So there is no reason to give them one now. That's one of the things I never really understand is why people are in such a hurry to give extensions to people that aren't going anywhere. They don't do that with players that often. Why do they do that with a coach or a GM? They're even less likely to go somewhere else. I think we're done here.
Thanks for tuning in to the Ross Tucker Football Podcast. Make sure to also check out Even Money, Fantasy Feast, and College Draft, all on the DraftKings Network on Samsung TV Plus, YouTube, or subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform.
Shout out myfrontpagestory.com. It is by far the best way to tell someone how you feel about them. Can't highly recommend it enough. Myfrontpagestory.com. Backofficescheduler.com. HumanHeadNYC.com. Sporticulture. Pizza Boy Brewing.